On August 6, 1945, a man survived the impossible. 3 days later, he survived it again. This is the story of Tsutomu Yamaguchi, the only person officially recognized to have endured both atomic bombings that ended the Second World War. Summer 1945. Japan is deep into its fourth year of war. American forces close in from all sides, yet most Japanese cities still hum with daily life, routines untouched by the storms gathering overhead. Hiroshima, on the southwestern coast, is one such city. Streetcars rattle past wooden shopfronts. Children play in narrow alleyways. Families prepare breakfast as the morning sun climbs over the inland sea. It's a city of 350,000 souls, every one of them unaware that history is about to arrive in a single, blinding instant. Among those souls is Tsutomu Yamaguchi, a 29-year-old naval engineer working for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. He's been stationed in Hiroshima for 3 months, designing oil tankers. Unglamorous but essential work in a nation starving for resources. Yamaguchi is a thoughtful, diligent man, a family man. Back home in Nagasaki, his wife Hisako waits with their infant son. His assignment is nearly complete. In just days, he'll board a train and return to them. But on the morning of August 6th, Yamaguchi realizes he's forgotten his travel papers. He turns back to retrieve them from his quarters. That decision, that small, mundane mistake, will place him less than 3 kilometers from the hypocenter of humanity's first atomic attack. 8:15 a.m. A B-29 bomber, the Enola Gay, releases its payload over the city center. 43 seconds of free fall. Yamaguchi sees it first as light. Not heat, not sound, just light. A white so absolute it erases the world. Then the shockwave, a wall of pressure and fire that splits the sky, collapsing buildings like paper, igniting flesh and wood, shattering stone. The temperature at ground zero reaches 4,000 degrees Celsius. Tsutomu Yamaguchi is thrown into a ditch. His face and arms are scorched, his eardrums shattered. When he opens his eyes, Hiroshima is gone. The city burns. Smoke chokes the sky. Fires rage for miles around. Survivors wander like ghosts through the ash, skin hanging from their bodies, calling for water, for family, for mercy. Yamaguchi stumbles through the ruins, barely able to see or hear. He finds 2 colleagues also burned, but also alive. Together, they make their way to a makeshift shelter, a school gymnasium now filled with the dying. There's no comprehension yet, no word for what has happened, only shock, only the animal need to survive. That night, beneath a blackened sky, Yamaguchi makes a choice. He will go home, to Nagasaki, to his family. The next day, bandaged and barely able to walk, Yamaguchi boards a train. That a train is even running just hours after a city has been erased is itself extraordinary. But this is wartime Japan, where routine and duty persist even at the edge of apocalypse. The carriages are packed with the wounded, the displaced, the bewildered. Some stare blankly, others weep. Many bear burns like his own. The journey takes all night, through tunnels and across rivers, past fields that seem impossibly peaceful, untouched by war. Rice paddies glow silver under the moon. Villagers sleep on, unaware. Yamaguchi sits in silence. His body, though, is screaming with pain. His mind unable to process what he's witnessed. How do you explain this to anyone? How do you describe the end of the world? He thinks of Hisako, of his infant son. He clings to one thought, one hope. Soon he'll be home. Soon he'll hold them again. He doesn't know he's traveling towards the unthinkable. It's now the morning of August 9th. Yamaguchi arrives in Nagasaki, his face still wrapped in bandages, his body trembling with pain. Hisako is horrified by his injuries, but grateful beyond words that he's alive. He rests, just for a moment. Then, despite his burns, despite the agony, Yamaguchi reports to the Mitsubishi shipyard office. His supervisor demands an explanation for his condition. Yamaguchi tries to describe what he witnessed: the flash, the destruction, a single bomb that obliterated an entire city. His supervisor is skeptical. One bomb couldn't possibly. 11:02 a.m. Another B-29. Another bomb. This one called Fat Man. Yamaguchi is mid-sentence, still trying to make his supervisor understand, when he sees it through the window. That familiar, terrible brightness growing on the horizon. No, not again. It can't happen again. But it does. The light comes, that impossible, annihilating brightness that he knows, that his body remembers. For a fraction of a second, he understands what's about to happen. There's no time to run, no time to hide, only time to recognize the cruelty of fate. The shockwave hits. Glass explodes inwards. The walls buckle. Yamaguchi is lifted off his feet and hurled across the room like a doll. His freshly bandaged burns tear open. The world becomes noise and chaos and blinding white. When the roaring stops, he's alive. Again. For the second time in 3 days, Tsutomu Yamaguchi survives an atomic bomb. The odds of this are beyond calculation, beyond comprehension. One bomb, perhaps, could be survived by chance, but two? 2 bombs? 2 cities, 3 days apart? This isn't luck. This is something else entirely. A cosmic joke, a burden, a responsibility he never asked for. 70,000 people in Nagasaki are not so fortunate. In the days that follow, Japan surrenders. The war ends, but for Yamaguchi, the battle has just begun. He spends weeks in makeshift hospitals. His burns heal slowly. His hearing returns partially. He learns that his wife and son, sheltering in a tunnel during the Nagasaki blast, have also survived. Against all logic, all probability, his family is intact. For decades, Yamaguchi lives quietly. He returns to work, raises his children. He doesn't speak often of what happened. The pain is too deep and the memories too raw. But in 2009, at age 93, the Japanese government officially recognized him as Niju Hibakusha, a double bomb survivor. He is the only person ever certified as such. Tsutomu Yamaguchi spent the final years of his life as an advocate for nuclear disarmament. He traveled to the United Nations, where he shared his testimony, however painful, so that future generations might understand the true cost of atomic warfare. He spoke not with bitterness, but with purpose. The reason I hate the atomic bomb, he said, is because of what it does to the dignity of human beings. He witnessed twice the power to erase cities in an instant, but he also witnessed the resilience of the human spirit, the will to rebuild, to forgive, to hope. Yamaguchi passed away in 2010 at the age of 93, outliving the weapons that tried to claim him by more than 6 decades. His story is not just about survival. It's about bearing witness, about carrying forward the memory of those who didn't survive, so their suffering is never forgotten and never repeated. Some lives defy probability. Some stories demand to be told. This was one of them.